The Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Sierra Leone hosted a profound movie screening of the documentary The Sinking of the Lisbon Maru at the Golden Beach Hotel on Longley Beach Road in Freetown. The event, attended by members of Sierra Leonean government, academics, representatives from friendly institutions, Chinese community members, and journalists, served as a solemn reminder of the tragedies of war and a powerful testament to the enduring human spirit and the importance of peace. The documentary, produced and directed by acclaimed filmmaker Feng Li, meticulously details the little-known yet tragic event of October 1942. The Japanese fighter Lisbon Maru was transporting over 1,800 British prisoners of war from Hong Kong to Japan when it was trampled by an Allied submarine. The film chronicles the immense suffering of the prisoners of war and sacredly highlighted the courageous efforts of Chinese fishermen from the Jiran Island, who, at a great personal risk, braved the waters to rescue 384 Allied soldiers from drowning and captured. Following the screening, His Excellency Ambassador Wang Qing, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Sierra Leone, delivered an insightful and touching statement that resonated deeply with the audience. Ambassador Wang began by reflecting on the grim historical context of the event, stating, "The sinking of the Lisbon Maru is a heartbreaking chapter from the dark period of the World War II. It is a story of immense suffering and loss, but also one of extraordinary bravery and humanity." He emphasized the central role of the Chinese rescuers, drawing a direct line from their action to the core value China promotes today. The fishermen of Jiran, upon seeing a fellow human being in peril, did not hesitate. They set out in their small boat, defying the danger to save hundreds of lives. Their selfless act embodies the finest traditional Chinese virtues of courage, compassion, and internationalism. It demonstrates even in the darkest time, the light of humanity can shine through.
Near Zhoushan, it was struck by a torpedo from a US submarine. As the prisoners were basically doomed, Chinese fishermen near Dongji Island stepped up to rescue them. In the end, they saved 384 British prisoners. In the middle of such brutal warfare, this bravery became an incredibly touching part of history. This film brings back our shared memories of that time over 8 years ago. The World War II was an unprecedented catastrophe in human history. On the main eastern battlefield, while with over 40 years of resistance, China suffered from more than 35 million military and civilian casualties. Strategically coordinated and supported the Allies' strategic actions in Europe and the Pacific, and made a decisive contribution to the victory of the World War anti-fascist. Just yesterday, China had a grand gathering, including a military parade to commemorate the 80th V-Day, aiming to remember history, honor the fallen heroes, cherish peace, and create a better future.
Ambassador Wang then connects these historical lessons to the present day and the strong relationship between China and Sierra Leone. He said, "The story is not just about the past, it is profoundly relevant today. It reminds us why we must firmly uphold peace and oppose war. China has always been a staunch defender of the world peace and a promoter of common development. The friendship between China and Sierra Leone, built on mutual respect and a shared goal, is a living example of this commitment," he stated.
Here, I also want to specifically thank Sierra Leone for sending hundreds of soldiers to fight Japanese aggressors in Myanmar, together with the Chinese Expeditionary Force, jointly formed by China and Britain. To my knowledge, the officers' mess at the Wilberforce Barracks was named Myanmar Officers' Mess to honor the outstanding contributions of Sierra Leone soldiers on the Myanmar battlefield. The great victory in the war against the fascism belongs to all peace-loving people of the world. The film also reminds us that peace is precious and development is hard to win. Right now, the world is going through unprecedented changes in a century, while the historical trends of peace, development, cooperation, and the mutual benefit remain unchanged. The Cold War mentality, hegemonism continue to haunt the world. The global governance stands at a new crossroads. China calls on all nations to uphold the original aspiration of peaceful coexistence that shaped the post-war international order after the World War II, and completely adhere to the universally recognized basic norms of international relations, including the purposes and the principles of the United Nations Charter. We must uphold the vision of global governance based on consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits, enhance solidarity and cooperation, reform and improve the global governance system, better address the common challenges facing human society, and work together towards a community with a shared future for mankind.
It further that, just as those Chinese fishermen extended a hand of friendship to those in need over 8 years ago, China today remains committed to working hand in hand with their Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters, and they are dedicated to building a community with a shared future for mankind. One where cooperation replaces conflict and a mutual development replaces mutual suffering. The screening of the sinking of the Lisbon Maru strengthening the cultural and historical bond between China and Sierra Leone, reminding all of the shared responsibility to remember history, cherish peace, and work together for a more prosperous and a harmonious world. For Star TV News in Freetown, George Elliott Sam reporting.